Welcome to People Who Inspire. I'm your host, Mary Drelizak. Art McGann just celebrated his 100th birthday. Having lived the first 97 years of his life in Connellsville, Pennsylvania, Art now resides in Fort Mill, South Carolina with his son, but he is home for a big birthday party celebration happening in his honor. Art's joined by his close friend, Dick Morrow. Let's go meet them. Well, Art, we're so glad that you're back with us today, and I understand a really big celebration is happening tomorrow in your honor.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really exciting, and I know that your social calendar is full now that you're back visiting, and that you've had a lot of stops on the tour, and so we're just grateful that you included People Who Inspire on your tour stop.
Well, thank you.
So thank you. And if I'm getting these facts right, you know, you flew a B-94, World War II.
B-24.
B-24.
Yeah.
You, a plane crashed.
Right, California.
Right. You survived,
Yeah.
obviously. You spent 19 days in the hospital.
Right, yep.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult time you went through.
Yeah.
And so, first of all, thank you again for that service and that sacrifice. If somebody had told you then that you would have been celebrating 100 years, would you have believed them?
Oh, I just, well, I never knew, and even in our family, you know, my grandparents ahead of me, I think they died in their 70s and stuff like that. My mother, I think, died, and she was 86. But on my wife's side, her granddad lived to be 100, her grandmother lived to be 99, and she had an uncle that was 99.
Okay.
You know, so
there's some good genes in the family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think has kept you so young all these years?
just staying busy.
Staying busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself. I had a dozen different jobs. I ended up with Dick's company, Morrow Leasing. I was with them for 50 years.
Okay.
And I retired when I was 78.
You retired when you were 78,
78.
from Morrow Leasing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
wow.
My wife and I were married 78 years.
Yes, 78 is a good number for you.
Yeah.
You were married 78 years, and you
Yeah.
retired when you were 78.
And she just died a year ago.
Yes.
June the 28th.
Yes.
So they had a birthday party for me up there. And I think at that party there was 150 people
Yes.
that I didn't even know, you know, because they were just the neighborhood. And then last week they had another one for my 100th birthday, and there was 136 people showed up.
Wow. You are so loved.
Oh
You
my God!
are.
I was blessed, I'll tell you.
Yes. And you know, and anybody that knows you is blessed to call you friend.
Yeah.
So that's just a real legacy for you.
Yeah.
And how did you and Dorothy meet?
Well, I met her in high school. She lived in Uniontown, and her dad got transferred to Connellsville. He was with an insurance company, and they moved to Connellsville, and she happened to be in my English class, and her seat was right in front of me. And of course, I was shy at that day, because a girl looked at me and my face got red, you know.
So how did she manage to?
Well, I think we met at a birthday party, and my best friend at that time, he brought her to that birthday party, and they used to, at their party, they used to spin the bottle, they called it.
Oh yes, I remember. Yes.
And when the neck pointed to you, then you got to get up and kiss that girl, you know, and that was the first time for us.
Aww.
Yeah. And so then we got together. But at that time we weren't real steady, and then when I went to the service, I went out of high school. You know, I graduated 1942, and then when I come home for a leave and everything, I got to playing around, and we decided we were going to get engaged, which we did. I wasn't married then. And in my travels, different places, I would write her letters and all that stuff In fact, when I was overseas, we had what they called B-mail. You got a sheet of paper on the government printing, and you wrote your letter down, but you couldn't mail it. You had to, they send it down to headquarters, and an officer would read it, make sure you didn't put anything in there where you was at or what you was doing, and they get 20,000 of them on a reel, and then they'd mail them reels back to Pennsylvania or San Francisco, then they'd decode them, and then they put that mail in, called B-mail, and didn't cost you nothing, and you could, we used to write a letter every day, you know.
Wow.
But then I come home, and after I got all my missions in, then I got sent down to Miami Beach again, and I ended up in the same hotel I did when I first went in, and then they came out with this number. You had to have 85 points to get discharged. Well, hell, I had 132 points. So I go to the headquarters, hey, I got 130. I'm sorry, your name's already been posted. You're going to Laredo, Texas, the instructor school on B-29 bomber. I said, well, I'll tell you something. I'll never get up in that airplane right now. So I went to the school, I took all the examinations, passed, and it said, you're going to Pueblo, Colorado. I said, okay. I said, I'd like to have 10 days leave. I want to go home and get married. Oh, you can do that. Write the paper out. I got on the train, went to Pittsburgh, got off, and I come home. Dorothy and I got married, and I took her back to Colorado with me. And while we were there, that's when the Japanese surrendered. So then I got left in Colorado. They shipped me back to Pittsburgh till I got my discharge at Indiantown Gap. And that was the story when things started.
That's wonderful. It's wonderful. And you had flown 43 missions.
43
is that correct?
missions, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
The plane we crashed in California.
Wow.
And I was just taking off for overseas. And we hit that high tension tower. And of course the plane, the electricity came through and set that thing on fire. We crashed in a swamp, and the navigator, he fell out on the first hit, and the propeller fell in his face, and the other engineer, he died in the plane. He burnt to death. And the rest of us got out. We didn't know it was all together. And anyhow, I was in the hospital out there for that thing about 21 days. And then they couldn't do nothing. Say, well, you might as well go home for 30 days until your burns start to heal up. All my hair was all burned off, and my face and neck and arms. And so I did. It was 30 days. Went back to California. 3 days later, I was on a plane going to the South Pacific.
Wow.
Just like that.
Wow. It didn't give you much time to recuperate.
Yeah,
but
I was very fortunate, very lucky.
Yes.
And
yes. Good for you.
met a lot of good friends, but
Yes.
we never got too friendly with too many people because, well, we was on 10-man crew on our plane. All of the planes had 10 men, 4 officers and 6 enlisted men. And I was a gunner on the right side of the plane, 50 caliber. And when you get in combat, you open the window and take your gun and stick it out just there waiting for the Japanese coming after you, you know. They was trying to shoot us down, we was trying to shoot them down.
How brave. How brave. My goodness.
But you just, hey,
Wow.
it was just it was a job, you know.
Yeah.
You had to try to protect yourself and everybody else
definitely.
in the plane, you know.
Yes. A very big job.
Oh,
yeah. Yes. Definitely. Oh my goodness.
And one thing was nice about it, after we flew 20 missions,
Yes.
you got to go to Australia for 10 days break.
Wow.
So then I went back and flew 20 more, so I got to get down there twice.
How nice. How nice.
Yeah.
How nice. Wow. Wow. That would definitely be incentive.
Oh, it
that would
was-
definitely be
yeah.
incentive. Oh. Well, let's talk about you have your children.
Well,
How many children do you have?
We had my son Dick. He was our first child. We got married on the 20th of July in 1945, and he was born on the 19th of July the next year.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we didn't miss any time starting the family.
No,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
And
Yeah.
that's probably the thing that kept me from going to college, because at that time the VA or the GI Bill was there, and they would pay for your college education. But I had a family to raise then.
Right.
I couldn't do that.
Right.
So I started out first I was in the plumbing trade with Charlie White, and I worked there for 5 years until I got a journeyman's card. And then I went into heavy construction with my brother, building bridges and highways and buildings. And I was there for 10 years. And then they built that new sewage plant in Connellsville, and I was hired there as a superintendent. And I worked there for 13 years. And then I went to work for Morrow Leasing. And
Did you
I
say
worked
for
there-
50 years?
Worked there for 50 years.
My goodness gracious. Is this how you met, obviously, Dick?
Yes.
Is this
Oh.
how?
He was only like this.
So what did that look like? So you're working for them. Like, how did you become friends? How did this, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good friends. My mother and father would leave for Florida for 3 or 4 months, and now I'm 18, 19 years old. And he was kind of my dad. You know, he was looking out for me, and he did a pretty good job, I think. I hope.
Yes,
I-
he
we-
did. I think you did.
we kept him going.
And what was it like babysitting?
Well, I was working up in their home, had an office down in the basement,
Right.
and that's where I did all the paperwork and stuff.
Okay.
And then Saturday nights, him and these cohorts, they
Cohorts.
they would have impromptu parties, so to speak.
Okay. Okay.
And then when I went back to work on Sunday, and his mom would call, "How's them boys behaving?" "Oh, they're okay. They're nothing." I just lied like hell, you know. But hey,
Well, you're very close. You know.
oh yeah,
You're, yes.
we've been
Yes.
best friends for a lot of years.
Long
Yeah.
time, long time. And how about the fact that you were there for 50 years and you didn't retire till 78? You obviously liked the job.
Oh yeah, oh
Yes.
yeah. I did.
Yes.
It was a good job,
Aw.
and it was right
Marvelous.
home. You know, I
Yes.
just
Yes.
yeah.
And tell me again what your role there was.
I was there. Well, you might say office manager.
Very good.
I took care of all the billing and
Very good.
stuff like that. All the drivers that they had, and
Wow.
you know, it was a lot of work involved to it, but it was all on paper, so to speak. But even the drivers and stuff like, they all had a pretty high regard for me.
Oh, yes.
From
Who wouldn't?
all the
Yes,
stuff, you
I
know.
know. I
I
know.
took care of them, you know.
Yes, yes, yes.
And yeah, it was.
Very good.
But it was time when like I say, when I got to be 78, I said, well, it's time to move on.
Yeah. Well, good for you. 78. My goodness gracious. Okay. So, let me ask you. So I know when with Dorothy, go
Yeah.
back to your wife. So I understand you would go to church twice. Did you go to church twice on Sundays,
Well,
or did she go and then
She
you
went
went,
to one.
and then you went?
yeah, she
and then
went
you
to the Church
yours?
of the Brethren,
Okay.
and I went to the United Methodist.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Now the
very
boys, when they were growing up, the first started in,
Yes.
they went to church with her.
good. Okay.
She had that little church in the corner of Newmar and
Okay.
Vine,
Okay. All right.
and I went to the one on Lincoln Avenue.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. All right.
And but we never had
No.
any problems with
nice.
religion or anything like
That's
that there.
nice. What role did faith play in your life?
Well, I tried to stay above board all the time, and I think I had a pretty good relationship with my. In fact, I got a thing from them a couple months ago. They had a thing of people in the church. I've been along to that church longer than anybody there now. I joined that church when I got married in 1945,
Wow.
and I'm still I'm the oldest man there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lady, Jerry Davis. She's a year older than me.
A year older than you. Wow.
Yeah, but she didn't belong to the church as I did.
Okay. As long as you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
So
wow.
yeah, and even today they still send me every Sunday. The week before Sunday, I get their thing that they have in church on Sunday, and get it in the mail every
Like
day.
the bulletin, like
Yeah.
the church bulletin. That's nice.
And I get that
Yeah.
every
That's nice.
mail.
That's nice. That's
Yep.
very nice. That's very nice. What are you most grateful for?
I think for all the friendships that I've had with so many people, that just like working for Morrow Leasing, all those truck drivers, and they had lots of them. You know, they had drivers there that's well over 20 years.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. And I mean, these people, they just accepted me as one of the family. You know.
Right. Right.
And it.
Yes. All your friends, your family members in Connellsville, your neighbors.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
So many. So many. And so, what do you think it takes to be a good friend?
Well, I think you have to learn to listen as well as to talk, because you can learn an awful lot of things just by listening to what other people say, and you got to sympathize with people, learn how to put yourself in their shoes as to the troubles that they're having. And we've been through different friends that's got divorces and everything else. And later on they come back and said, well, by God, you was right, you know.
Right.
And but you got to give and take,
That's right.
you know.
Right.
There's a lot of cliches out there that doesn't work for some people, but it works a whole lot for other people.
That's right. That's right. And I know that you had during the week you had your regular dinner outings with friends that you
yeah.
kept going for all those years.
yeah.
Yeah, very important.
The
very important.
Schmiddles, like I said, we were like out of the same mold. We went vacations together. We went to Florida for 10 years in a row. We get down just like a convoy, you know, 3 or 4 different automobiles, and we stayed at the same motel or hotel or whatever. And we just like to do the same things together.
That's nice.
And but the thing that we miss, Dorothy and I, is growing up with our grandchildren, because they were never there. You know, Dick, after he was the first McGann family, or McGann ever, to go to college. So then when he got out of college, he went to work for Scott Paper Company in Michigan, and then from Michigan he went to Tennessee. Then they brought him back up to Cleveland, Ohio. Then he left there and he went to Syracuse, New York. Then he got transferred back to Cleveland. Then he got transferred to Connecticut, Simsbury, Connecticut. And then he went to Pennsylvania. Then he went down to Birmingham, Alabama.
Wow, and that you can remember all of that. That is so amazing. There's a lot of places.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, I know. Yeah.
And he ended up his last 15 years, he had a company of his own. And he just retired from that about 2 years ago.
Nice. See, he's made out of the same mold as you are, so
Well,
he's just doing
basically.
He's definitely doing that. So I know that you and Dick have done a lot of things together. What are some of the things that you enjoy together? You golf.
Oh yeah, we used to golf.
Golf. What does
lot,
that?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Big golfers. Did you ever have a hole-in-one?
I had 3.
3 hole-in-ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 of them out here to Pleasant Valley.
Wow.
One on number 6 and the other one was on number
Jeez.
12.
Jeez.
And I didn't see that and go in either because it was foggy that morning. And playing with
6.
Schumars
Okay.
and Tom Bailey, 4 of us. And we hit that ball over the water and we're over within looking around for that ball, and Tom Bailey went over and says, "Hell, no wonder you can't find it. The damn thing's in the hole."
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that's awesome. You're good. You're a very good golfer. Yeah. So what's it like to golf with Art?
It's entertaining.
He's entertaining.
Yes.
Why?
And, just the companionship. Golf's one thing, but if you get be able to play with somebody like Art, what a pleasure. That's what it's all about. And you mentioned we used to go to a lot of Steeler games. We did that a lot.
Very good. A lot of Steeler games. And what was it like to go to Steeler games together? You know, it's cold in the winter. Oh,
Oh yeah, we never missed a game.
that's awesome.
I had season tickets from 1970 to 1999.
Wow.
29 years.
Wow.
When they built the new stadium and when it tore down.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. So you do a lot of things together. Pirate games too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Okay. And I know, like you even enjoyed the high school sports.
Oh yeah, we used to go to all the basketball games.
Yes.
Bobby's, McClucky was talking about that today. He said the last 2 years they won 2 games and lost 40.
Yeah. Yes. There you go. Well, Connellsville. So
Yeah.
you were supporting that,
Oh,
and you don't
yeah.
live too far from the football stadium.
No, I used to walk down
That's
there at
right.
night time. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
That's nice. That's nice.
Had season tickets there from the time I got out of the Army. I think it was almost 60 years. I had same seats.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Ah. Well, so you're going to have a birthday party tomorrow. What's that going to look like?
It's going to be crowded.
It's going to be a lot of people there.
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's just
I know
a
the whole community is
celebration.
invited. Yeah.
Yeah, and-
All his friends.
Well, I told him before, I said, I can't visit the people that I like to see all over. So they put me out there with them. Everybody has to come see me.
That's fair.
So if they want to,
Yes.
if they want to see me for the last time, this is it. You know, 'Cause
Wow.
there's a very good chance that this is my great hurrah, so to speak. Because to begin with, it's a long trip,
Right.
and I'm not getting any better. I'm not getting any worse, but
Right.
I don't think I'm at the stage that it's just kind of right there. Just don't mess with it.
That's right.
Just
That's right.
do what you're supposed to do.
You have to take care of yourself.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
That's why I walk every day if I can.
Good.
I
Good.
do it unless it's raining.
Yes.
Because even I have enough sense to get in out of the rain.
There you go. Good for you. Go to bed at 5 to 11 and get out of the rain. Those are good
Oh,
lessons.
that's
This is
what I
good.
do.
This is good. This is good. And you do take good care of yourself. Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know? Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. For sure. Well, Dick, what does your relationship, what does it mean to you with Art? What does that mean to you?
Well, I had great parents, but I had a gentleman like this and Mr. Lawrence Smittle, both of them. I'll mention that. They took care of me, and from football games to golf to eating, going out to eat, we had a great relationship with the Smittles, the McGanns, and the Morrows. It was great. Very close.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes, yes. It's like a
Amen.
father, like another father. Yeah, in a way. Yeah. Awesome. And Art, what does tell me about, what does this mean to you? What does Dick mean to you, and what do your friends mean to you?
Well, Dick and I, we talk minimum twice a week on the phone. He calls me up and tells me, here's what's going on in Connellsville. And I had a good church family,
Yes.
and some of my native church people lived right up by where you on Perry Street, the Miller, Jacob Miller,
Oh,
and
yes.
Sharon,
Yes,
and her
yes.
son just got married here.
Yes.
I've been trying to get him married for 20 years.
Oh, you did good. He finally got married.
Yeah.
And they have a baby.
Yeah, I see the baby. Yeah, they sent me a
Yes.
picture.
There you go.
And every time his dad used to throw darts with me up at the Elks, I've been throwing darts for, 40 years. And I kept on him all the time. Why don't you get yourself up there? Get in there and play darts with us, Well,
Yeah.
but then when he finally, I went one time before he got married, I was up there in church, and she came. I think she came from Ohio. And
Yes, she did.
yeah, And
This is Scott's wife, yeah.
I told her, I said, you know, I've been trying to get in into somebody's arms for 30 years. I said,
He found the perfect match.
Yeah,
Yes, she's very special. Yes.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the Millers. The Millers are were our neighbors. Right
Yeah,
up the,
yeah.
And one memory I have of the Millers. I'm wondering about you and Dorothy if you did this, but one memory I have is them sitting outside in the summertime, listening to the radio, listening to the Pirate game.
Yeah.
I bet you did that too.
oh yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. That's pretty
And
cool.
Jace had a lot of problems, you know, broke his back and everything. And
Yeah. Yeah.
but he'd come up and throw darts, you know.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Aw, well, my goodness. Well, we are so glad that you took time out of your very busy social calendar today to stop and say hello.
Well, I'm sure that a lot of my old friends will see that.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And I want to come to your party tomorrow,
Well,
okay? I'm going to take some pictures. Is that okay?
we'll be there from 4 to 8.
Right. There's going to be cake. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait. That is really something to celebrate. We are so blessed to have you in our lives. Everybody that knows you is blessed to call you friend. And we're so grateful for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right?
you.
Thank you, Dick. Thanks so much. It's said that having friends can play a role in your overall health and well-being. Well, during his full and long life, Art has always taken the time to be with friends. It's surely given his many years enjoyment and meaning. As Art celebrates 100, let's take his example and take time to be a good friend. Take time to listen, to talk, to understand, and to laugh. If we can do that, we'll be blessed with as many years as we're given. Happy birthday, Art. Thanks so much for being with us.